In the shadows of the mind where secrets hide, we dive into the dark where truth collides.
Forensic minds unravel the twisted thread. True crime tales from the living and the dead.
Why did they do it? To help, for love, in anger or insane? Who will remember them? Who is to blame? The victims deserve justice. The guilty should be until the end of time. Echoes of the past in every crime.
From the profiler's chair to the courtroom fight, we seek the reasons in the dead of night.
Motives buried deep in hearts gone cold. Stories of the broken waiting to be told. Why did they do it? To help, for love, in anger or insane? Who will remember them? Who is to blame? The victims deserve justice. The guilty should be until the end of time. Join the quest, uncover the line.
Welcome to the channel where minds meet the macabre. Forensic psychology and true crime lore. Subscribe and stay, let's explore the why. In the name of justice, under watchful eyes.
Hi, y'all. Guess what I was doing? I was welcoming everybody. I was saying, good afternoon. I'm here on time. And I wasn't actually on the platform. I'm not, look, I'm a psychologist. I'm not a podcaster. Please forgive me. All right. Okay, so welcome everybody. Sketty Nona, she's number one today, and she's an original gem right here, authentic, the real deal, not rhinestones from the other channel. Okay, HTC Victim is no longer an HTC rhinestone. She now one of us. HTC Victim, you have found your people. Sketty Nona, Kelly, oh, good to see you. I know. You know me too well, Sketty Nona. And Dr. Calamity Jan, really great to see you. Look at Dr. Calamity Jan coming in here bragging about the hot Australian East Coast. Dr. Calamity Jane, do you see what I'm wearing? I literally had to go change my clothes to a sweater today because old man winter is paying us a little bit of a visit here on the Gulf Coast. But you enjoy the land down under, okay? And all that nice, yummy, warm weather. Enjoy it, embrace it. Common sense, welcome. I think this Lauren and John have gone too far. We all know they're hate-filled people, so please give it up and move on. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, common sense. We are actually uncovering new information every day. We're not rehashing the old information. This is all new. They're like the gift that just keeps on giving. And today we are actually entering into, you can see my Illuminati background here. Today, we are entering in the hidden true crime Twilight Zone. Yeah. Something is up. Something curious is up. So today, we're going to put on our detective glasses and we're going to do a little bit of exploring and common sense. We need you here because this is going to take logic and common sense to get to the bottom of the weird, creepy thing on the airplane wing. We're on the airplane, guys, and there's something out on the wing and it's wearing a hidden true crime logo on it. We got to figure it out. Okay, so we got a thing. Earp Thompson, welcome, Queen. Great to see you. Kelly, oh, I already said you. There was one more person. Wes Russell, yeah, Wes Russell, Andy Joe, all the way from Oregon. Girl, there is stuff going on in Oregon. Keep your head down. Stay out of the way. Avoid the flying bottles. Okay. All right, Sketty Nona, you're the winner today. Yeah, so there's some weird. Hey, Woodman, anyone else think Lauren John's marriage is a business arrangement? Aren't all marriages a business arrangement on some level? Yeah, I'll hear the dog. If you can hear the dog barking, put a 1. She is very old, nearly 20, and she has dementia. And so sometimes she just starts barking. She has no idea what she's barking at. You can hear her. Oh, no. Maybe I need to go put her outside. I wanted to bring her in because she's so old and it's cold out there. It's not distracting, Kelly. I'm so sorry. She should calm down in a second. She's been barking quite a while. Okay, and so we've got some weird information coming out of, yes, the Hidden True Crime channel. And, you know, I agree with common sense. This has been going on for a long time, and yet is it making a difference? Because she seems to have found some new friends. Now that she has gotten everything that she can get out of Kay Woodcock, Russia, the family of Charles Vallow, now that she's gotten everything she can get out of them, looks like she's got her new family. And there's some very curious things about the new friend, the new family, the new crime. There's something really curious about it. And common sense will be glad to know that I did not let my mind do the whole what speculation. I resisted that urge, but it's weird. It's weird enough to call this the like the hidden true crime creepy kind of weird Twilight Zone. And I had to put up my Illuminati background because something weird. Okay. She is, boy, she is barking and barking. Let me go do something else with her. I can put her in a bedroom. Let me go put her up in the bedroom, and because this is not good. But while I'm doing that, I'll play the channel theme.
Woke up at dawn with the pelicans in flight. Coffee brewing strong by dawn's early light. Waves whisper secrets to my open heart. The life around this water gets me off to a great start. Parrots wild, squawking loud in the old palm tree. Dolphin smiles brighter than the Texas sun on me. We chase simple dreams, nothing fancy or grand, just honest days in this promised land. God gives rainbow horizons to those in this happy lane. Diamonds dancing on the waves, back sparkling again. Honest living, a pursuit of peace, family ties and the happiness we seek. Love forgotten country.
All right.
Deep in our veins through the storms and the trials.
Okay, so sorry about that. Thank y'all for being kind and waiting me out. I appreciate you. Okay, she reminds me of the plastics on that Reese Witherspoon movie. Well, look, I'm going to be honest, okay? I'm, you know, of course we could get snarky and such if we wanted to. But, oh, look at Boss Lady coming in, renewing her 34 months as an original, authentic gemstone. We're not tans. We're not like rhinestone over here. We're the real deal. So thank you, Boss Lady. You're amazing. Thank you so much. All right. So, welcome to all the new names in the chat. Getty Nona welcomes you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. I hope that you will subscribe. Okay, so there's something curious, something odd. We're in the Twilight Zone. Okay. Now, you may not believe me, but I don't generally say things that I don't mean. And so let's take a little bit of a listen to this newest live, or it's not a live, it's a recorded video, edited. Let's take a quick look. And yes, Lauren looks beautiful. She does. And I know we don't want to say that. And I know she's had a ton of work done. I get it. But, you know, lots of people get work done in today's world, and it buys them a longer youth, if you will. Now, I will say this. The eyebrows, Lauren, massive improvement. Massive. Really, you look beautiful. Not kidding. It got weird for a little while, like the big old popping cheekbones and the like constantly surprised look, you know, yeah, it got real weird. Much better look, but in my opinion only, this isn't about attacking someone's looks or appearance or anything like that. It is really and truly, it's about how people treat one another. And I feel like in general, we ought to try really hard to do our best. And sometimes unusual circumstances come up that can create a discord between two people. But when it's everyone, like every person that you form a work relationship with eventually ends within a year in a meltdown with lawsuits. Look, we're not talking about her looks. That is not the issue here. Okay. For me personally, I was absolutely, no, I think I was traumatized. I think there was a small part of me that I was literally traumatized when I heard her say at JJ Velo's memorial that the Hidden Gems donated roses, 144 roses. I couldn't believe it. I don't even know how your brain gets there, Lauren. Wait, are you aware, Lauren? Like, really, do you understand that the 144,000, that was the backdrop to the murder of this little boy and others, not just him, but others? Do you understand, Lauren, that Lori and Chad were delusional and they probably actually believed that they were on a mission from God, and that once he got his team together, that then the end of the world would come, the call out would come, and they'd go up in the mountains, and there would be 144,000 people, and Lori would get to be queen of the 144,000. Are you aware of that, Lauren? Like, did it occur to you that that number is ominous? It's a horrible number, Lauren. It's not a little bad. It's not the way you look at it. For anyone that covered the case, 144, it's very bad, Lauren. It's evil. It's evil that drove Lori and Chad to annihilate families. Why in God's name would you purchase 144 roses to put beside his picture at his memorial when that was the catalyst to his death? Weird. I'm telling you, Lauren. Lauren, I don't think you're thinking. Common sense can come in here and say, move on, it's done, you've told the story. No, it's not done, because she's at it again. More people will suffer at her hands. Got a little triggered there because this matters. It's so important. If we're going to do true crime, look, I believe this. If we're going to talk about true crime, and I do, if we're going to talk about true crime and some of these stories that occur, don't you think that the people that are talking about it should have a little bit of integrity? Don't you think the people that are choosing to talk about it are thinking about things like triggering others that may have experienced the same kind of loss? We saw them not long ago, where John Matthias, a psychologist no less, he is the one who reads the police report of two 16-year-old girls being raped. And the police report was very graphic. I couldn't listen to it without feeling moved. Now, question, Lauren, are you thinking, why wouldn't you read it and keep him out of that live? You're not even attempting to keep an environment of safety in your channel as you discuss these very, very sensitive topics. And, I think everyone who is talking about all of this has a little bit of a different point of view and a little bit of a different motivation, right? But I think all of us share the same message. And that is what happened to Crescia and Kay and Larry and the rest of that family, Colby, what happened to them should never happen again to another family that's been affected by terrible crime. These people can't be allowed to do this. They don't know how to be sensitive. They don't know how to be, they don't know how to give people privacy. She is a voracious animal in search of telling a story that will bring money in. She's voracious. Her father was a voracious animal. Crime, 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 crime. Involved everyone in his family, didn't care. Do you think, like, listen, do you think if you were going to commit a terrible crime, you're going to embezzle money, you're going to steal money from people, you're going to cheat them and trick them, would you invite your children to be a part of that in the off chance that you are caught and go to prison? Would you willingly include your children, exploit your children to try to steal money through white-collar crime, knowing that your kids could also go to jail? Would you involve them? You might not have any personal integrity. You may commit white-collar crime because you love that level of money, but would you bring your kids into it? No, not going to bring the kids into it, right? And yet her father did. Her dad did. So, she has bragged moments saying things like, oh, I'm everything that my dad taught me. My prison inmate dad, he taught me blah, blah, blah. Like she's bragging on it on Mormon Stories with John DeLynn. And I'm like, dude, they literally stole someone else's money. I don't care if it was done with a piece of paper or white collar or not. Those people that lost that money, it broke their hearts. It changed their lives. They don't care that they are hurting people. Do y'all realize that? They don't care. It is all about being number one. And so we saw that the other night, didn't we? J is for Justice. J is for Justice, ATS News. Thank God that they were awake and they got the original recordings. Thank you, Jay, and thank you, ATS. Thank you. It was incredible to watch her in action. She was literally like zooming in where the mass shooting occurred, trying to see if she could get a picture of someone who's laying on the ground bleeding. It's unbelievable. She records a rando getting arrested. I think the guy got arrested for drugs, I think is what it was. But anyway, she zooms in, tries to get a picture of him, and then starts saying he's the shooter. The police made an arrest. It's the shooter. And the two cops are going, we don't know. We can't tell you who it is. We're just here, rookies, putting up tape. That's our job, putting up a tape. We're not the detectives. We're not the investigators. We have no idea who the dude was. We're putting up the tape. That's what they said, Lauren. And you literally said they have an arrest. They made an arrest. And then Lauren said, oh, there's an ambulance. It's gone to the children's hospital. That one of the victims is a child. The poor sheriff. He comes out at the very beginning. And the first thing he says is, they're all adults. All the victims, adults. Why do you think he said it, Lauren? Because of you. You lying. You know what else you did, Lauren? You put people's lives in danger. You did. And here's how you put people's lives in danger. They've got two shooters that are on the loose, not caught. They drove away. You and your drunk ass, you go live and you said, they have an arrest, they have an arrest. Well, look at it this way, Lauren. If my teenager was out and there was somebody shooting people up, I'd be on the phone to that kid saying, get home now or go to your friend's house. But you go inside a safe building and don't you leave. I don't want you on the road. I don't want you driving around. I don't want you going into stores. Go to get home now or go to one of your friends' houses. Whatever you're closest to, get inside a private residence. That would be what I would say. Promise you, ask my kids. And when you came out, Lauren, and you said they have an arrest, they met an arrest, then I might follow up calling my kids saying, never mind, they've arrested the guy. You're irresponsible, Lauren. It's been amazing to watch you in action. And I do not involve myself in other YouTubers' lives. I don't do that. I figure if there's a YouTuber that I don't like the way they do their channel, the things they do, I just don't go watch. I just ignore it. You and Dr. Matthias are hurting people like true hurt. And after all of this discovery and revealing a fact, you have doubled down on everything. You believe that going and getting your eyebrows fixed was the problem. And then when your eyebrows were fixed, then everybody was just going to forgive you and it was going to move on. Well, that's not what happened, which was my greatest fear. And we've got a video to watch today. And I got to tell you this too, because I'm not a YouTubeist. I'm just a normal person. I'm so excited because I've got some contacts coming. I had to order my contacts and they have been forever getting in, but they're supposed to be in on Tuesday. So I'm so excited because I'll be able to wear my eyes again. I hate wearing glasses. All right. So this is obviously Lauren Matthias, and her guest is a young woman named Jen Rivera. And there's some curiosity. All right. And we are going to talk about Pave Studios. Interestingly enough, people, let me put something up real quick here. Hold on. My poor hand. Okay, hold on. Pave. Come on, man. Here we go. Pave is a way to set diamonds or gemstones. It's a type of design, right? So if you get a ring with Pave diamonds, what that means is that they have taken many, many small diamonds and sunk them deep inside the gold. So the whole ring just looks real sparkly and flashy. Isn't that interesting with this Pave Studios? Isn't it interesting that it has a connection to gems? Very curious, isn't it? So keep that in mind as we move on forward and we get into the Twilight Zone related to Lauren Matthias and her latest collaboration with Jen Rivera. Now listen closely. I guess I could slow this down just a little because she's talking like really fast. It's like, what you on today, girl? Because woo, you are doing some fast talking. So let's move it down to 0.75 because I want you to hear. It's only a few sentences. I want you to hear what she says. It's wild. This is so wild. And she ain't learned nothing about nothing. Here we go. Make sure you've got it up on your stage. All right, here we go.
I have gotten permission by the detectives that are working on the case and by my family. So you're actually the first podcast that's going to get this news. She was last seen on.
What the actual hell? I wish Pressure was here. Lauren, you're not even using a different model. You're not even trying to hide it, are you? You're not even trying to hide what you're doing. You don't care if you hurt people. The only thing you care about is your money, 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 money. Money. That's all she cares about, y'all. That's all she cares. Listen again. My jaw dropped open when I heard this.
I have gotten permission by the detectives that are working on the case and by my family. So you're actually the first podcast that's going to get this news. She was last seen on Saturday morning, early Saturday morning at 3 a.m.
I want to know what you guys think about the second verse, same as the first. Same old, same old. Yep, same old, same old. I got information from the detectives firsthand. I got permission from my family firsthand. And you, Lauren Matthias, you are the first one to get it. Boy, Heidi, let me tell you something. If Kresha were here, she would tell you that was the hidden true crime MO. You're hearing it here for the first time. Bringing you news that no other podcast has. We have news that hasn't even been put on mainstream media. Right here, hidden true crime. We bring it to you first. Well, how the hell do they do that? How is it that they're scooping Ashley Banfield? How's she doing that? How's she getting a leg up on Annie Elise? How's she coming up with all this information first time on any public platform at all? How? Go ahead and say it. You guys already know. Befriending and exploiting the family. Correct? All right. So they remain up to their same old shitty, unethical, immoral tricks. And the reality is that Ashley Banfield, Vinnie Politan, any of those people, they have to follow certain standards of professional journalism, don't they? And I'm sure Annie Elise at her stage in the game, what is she at 1.8 million subscribers or something? I'm sure that she follows those rules to a T. Well, if you're just a little YouTubious like myself, we don't really have those constraints. Now, I will say this, John Matthias, a licensed psychologist, he is bound by the constraints of his licensing board, his ethics code. But her, I don't think so. If there's not an editor standing there going, nope, we're not running this story unless you get me 2 more sources or 1 more source. Lauren doesn't care. Her game plan is make friends with the family, exploit the family, invite them to your house, watch every step they take, Keep the cameras rolling at every moment, even memorials for little boys. And then wait it out. And when you're ready, when you believe there's nothing else to get from those family members who have lost so much, then you can start posting and talking about all the crap. Kay Woodcock went through it. Cresha went through it. Larry Woodcock was horribly exploited. Horribly exploited. Lauren, this is not like news. This is exploitation of human beings. All right, now then. Oh yeah, she's got her another one. Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and listen to a little bit of this. And I don't know, Lauren, looking at the screen from here, you look dark. If you think Lauren looks dark on the screen, put a 1. You're looking dark there, chickadee, like real dark, scary dark. Now, remember what this young woman, Jen Rivera, has said. She spoke to the detectives and got permission. She got permission from her family that Lauren was getting the only podcast, only news that has this information. Are you getting the feeling that this little chickadee might be a family member of a missing person? Because I am.
There is a woman missing in the Chicago area, and she needs our help.
Chicago, eh? Who else is from Chicago? Seems to me that someone in this mix of things is from Chicago. Oh, yeah. This woman's husband, John.
We'll be speaking with her family member in just a minute.
From Chicago, and a family member who's the missing lady. Anybody feeling uncomfortable? I am. I'm feeling really uncomfortable. But she seems like she has borderline personality disorder or a couple of others as well. They are very fractured people and don't like people figuring out what they are about. Is Cresha in here? Did she pop in? I didn't know, Cresha, if you had seen it. Let me see if she's here. Lynn, Inga, Florida, EG. Oh God, help me. No, I don't see Cresha. Okay, well, if Cresha is here, you need to go over and watch this girl because they are same second verse, same as the first. All right. Okay. So Linda Brown is the one. Yeah, it looked like somebody said K and Cresha with exclamation marks, like maybe they had come in. So sorry, I got distracted. That's why I don't look at the chat when I'm doing this, because it can be distracting away from your story. Okay, so Linda Brown was, excuse me. Okay. Chicago, volunteers and family members are searching the lakefront for a Chicago public school teacher who has been missing for more than a week. Linda Brown is her name. It is Linda Kathleen Brown, 53 years old. She's been a special education teacher for a very long time at Robert Healy Elementary School. That is a Chicago public school. If you know the area, it is the Bridgeport neighborhood. There is no, how do I say this? The police have come out and said there's no reason to believe that she's living like a high risk lifestyle. No drugs or, no nefarious type of activity at all. But so her routine for that Saturday, she went to an acupuncture appointment in Wicker Park. She was reported missing after failing to attend one of these acupuncture appointments, which was very unusual for her. She's a very dependable person. And then it goes on to say, well, maybe she needs medical care. She could be in danger, that sort of thing. Now, the facts of it, without a lot of editorial comment, is on Friday. So she had the acupuncturist appointment on Saturday morning. So on Friday evening, the day before she was reported missing, January 2nd, Linda Brown spent time at home with her husband, Antoine Brown, and they were just watching a movie. Just very normal, very calm, zero chaos lifestyle. And Linda ended up going to bed early, according to Antoine. And then on January the 3rd, around 3 a.m., so a few hours after she actually went to sleep, surveillance footage shows Linda parking her blue 2021 Honda Civic, exiting alone, and exiting eastbound toward a pedestrian bridge leading to the lakefront. Isn't that weird? Antoine says that they're just watching a movie. She says, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. It's early. And then a few hours later, she gets dressed at 3 a.m., gets dressed and drives out to the very dangerous lakefront. She is wearing a black winter hat, black coat, black pants, and black rubber snow boots. She never returns to her vehicle. Antoine wakes up at 8:30 and says, my wife is gone. So Antoine says, she went to bed a little bit early. I finished the movie, came up later. And then I woke up in the morning, 8:30, she's gone. Just like Barrymore Few. Poof, wife just missing. The wife on January 3rd, Saturday morning, misses her scheduled routine acupuncturist appointment in Wicker Park. Family attempts to contact her by phone and text. There is no response. Linda is reported missing to the Chicago police. She is later officially seen in the 4500 block of South Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in the Bronzeville neighborhood near her home. What? So she left at 3 a.m. and then you saw her later on Saturday? How bizarre is this story? Wednesday, January 7th, her abandoned blue Honda Civic is located by police somewhere near 35th and Lake Park Avenue. That is being reported by the family. Was not reported by police. It was reported by the family. And I guess this chickadee over on Hidden True Crime reported it. And then Friday, January the 9th, police released the new surveillance photos. Sorry, my eye's itching. They released new surveillance photos and details confirming the early morning sighting. Family and volunteers resumed searches along the lakefront. Husband Antoine pleads to the public for any help, any information. And then on January the 10th, today, the search is continuing into its 7th day with no resolution, no major developments reported. The Chicago police urge tips, and y'all can write down this phone number, 312-747-8380. And mods, if you'll put that in the chat, that would be great. 312-747-8380. The family shares updates via social media. You know who the family spokesman is, right? That would be one Jen Rivera, spokesperson. Just wait. Just wait. The case has drawn significant local media attention, Fox, ABC7, WGN, NBC Chicago, due to the highly unusual early morning footage, her stable background as a dedicated educator, and online discussions have fueled speculation. Who could that be about? Which online discussions are fueling speculation, Wowin? I mean, when you bring the niece onto your channel, getting the approval of detectives and family, breaking news here. You will hear this news nowhere else but on Hidden True Crime, because I have made friends with the family niece. That's right. We're back at it again. Okay. Yes. Jen Rivera is related to Linda Brown. She is also, you're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to die. Yep. Jen Rivera. She is an investigative journalist and a true crime podcaster. Jen, the professional YouTubeist, has publicly identified herself as a family member and spokesperson for Linda Brown. Jen has referred to Linda as my aunt. Search day one for my Aunt Linda Brown. She has conducted on-the-ground searches in the Chicago area, sharing official family statements and giving exclusive interviews. Where? Lauren Matthias, Hidden True Crime. Jen has posted calls for information, coordinated volunteer searches, and urged tips to Chicago police. Here's another phone number if you know anything. Area 1 detectives, their phone numbers are 312-747-8380. Okay, media report. Hold on. Media reports mention her involvement, though one report describes her as a fellow teacher. What? I'm just reading the chat GPT, okay? Fellow teacher, but she is also a relative and a true crime advocate. Man, this is dirty. This smells to high heaven, Lauren Matthias. This stinks. The familial connection has positioned Jen, true crime podcaster, as a key voice in raising awareness for the case, including sharing updates on Linda's last known movement. The family continues to seek Linda's safe return amid ongoing speculation in true crime communities. Which true crime communities, Lauren? See it here first. You are nasty, girl. Like you didn't learn nothing about nothing. This is crazy. This is insanity, Lauren Matthias. As of January 10th, the search remains active with no resolution reported. If you're following the case, Jen's social media and YouTube channel provide the most direct family source updates. It's great. It's great. Man, you are something. Okay, now there's some very curious things about Jen Rivera, okay? So this brings us to the Pave Gyms, Pave Studios, True Crime Gyms pave gems, the whole 9 yards. There is actually, I was able to track down, and this is 100% accurate. Annie Elise is in fact connected to, affiliated with Pave Studios. Remember, I showed you the picture. Was it yesterday or the day before? Either yesterday or the day before, the video I put up. You can go watch that. And I've got a picture of the guy who runs Pave Studios and his up-and-coming talent. Annie Elise is not an up-and-coming talent. She's setting the standard. She's one of the big ones. And she is in the picture with this guy, Max. Okay. And so I thought, well, is there actually a connection between, I'm talking about a professional alliance between Annie Elise and Hidden True Crime, right? Well, there is. Annie was interviewed by Lauren several years ago. They do have some, like some shared appearances, if you will. But in terms of, are they actually working for the same collaborative group? I guess in this case, it would be Pave Studios, which I think is bizarre. Is it Pave? Did it come from Pave Gems? Right? It is curious. So Pave Studios, is it member? Can I stop and do this? What? Speculation. This, you in the jungle, baby. Okay, we are not, from this point forward. Yes, I'm giving you factual information. I'm giving you facts. I found it at 2 or more different pieces of evidence to support it. Okay. But it's not things that is out in the open. Okay. So I want to be clear. I think Jays for Justice is right. Okay, let me give you a little background on why I'm even doing this. It may seem odd to be following up like this. So Jay, during one of her recent lives in the past 3 or 4, maybe 5 nights, she does a live where she makes the connections that possibly, maybe, she and John have started up one of these collaborations, right? Where they are the controlling entity, and then they bring new upcoming talent onto their platform, and they provide them with things like a new Shure SM7DB microphone and everything it needs to run properly. I haven't gotten it all set up yet, but I'll do that this afternoon, and I'm so excited. It was a gift, because never in a million years would I have spent that kind of money on myself. I wouldn't have. But it's a great, beautiful gift from my very loving husband. And my son bought me the low profile arm on it for it. So, but if you are a new YouTubeist and you don't have an adoring husband who makes plenty of money, it's hard to come up with really prime hardware. It's hard to get the proper kind of computer that you need. So fixing up a background that is appropriate for YouTube fame, all those things take money. And so at around the same time that all this weirdness started with Hidden True Crime, they're vocal about saying that they've built a big studio in their new mansion, and they're wanting to do these they're wanting to upgrade their game. They're wanting to do interviews with famous detectives and analysts, have forensic psychologists come on and break down famous crimes, and that they want to nurture young talent, quote unquote. So it sounds like that's part of their business model, is to do one of these social media collaborative groups where you fund, like a Keemstar. So Keemstar is one of those groups. He's a guy, he's like a millionaire, and he goes around and he looks for people that get very high engagement, but you know, they're a hot mess. Okay. They're people that are really, you know, really need help, and they should need protection and not be exploited. But Keemstar does exploit them, and he's making more millions by doing that. Okay. He waits until one of these outrageous people loses their funding on YouTube. They get demonetized. And then he says, well, come to work with the lolcow, I guess, environment, and we'll give you your own show with a couple other people, and I'll pay you so much money per month. I'll give you a car, and I'll pay your rent for 1 month, and I'll give you a salary, right? So he's running one of those groups where you just coagulate, you go find young talent, you coagulate it, you bring it together in one group under your umbrella, and then you just exploit the hell out of them. Okay? You turn them into a workhorse, and you're collecting all the super chats. You're collecting the PayPal, and then they don't know actually what they're generating. They just get the agreed upon salary. Does that make sense? So stay with me. We're talking about the disappearance of Linda Brown. We're talking about Lauren Matthias's recipe for success. Infiltrate a family of true crime. Begin to record everything as you love bomb them. Make them feel comfortable so that they begin to spill the beans. All the messy, dirty little messages that have nothing to do with the crime or the investigation. It's just people living their lives. And Lauren is there to record it all so that she can then put it all out there. And when there's nothing left, when the trials are finished and there's no other reason to keep them as friends, then you get dumped by the wayside. It's true. So you heard the opening. We'll do this one more time because this is the heart of what we're talking about today. This is Jen Rivera. She is a YouTubeist, podcaster, not very successful, not very well known. And she is the niece of the woman, the next big mystery that happens to be coming out of Chicago, John Matthias's hometown. John, we got a lot of sleuths. We got a lot of sleuthy people that are looking into this. Is it going to turn out that Linda Brown is part of your family, sir? That's going to be really uncomfortable if that's true. I don't know if it's true. I'm questioning that possibility. But listen to the words of Jen Rivera. This, I'm telling you, Kresha has said this, I don't even know how many times. Lauren befriends the detectives to get extra information that other people don't get. She exploits the families, makes friends with them, records them even when they don't know that they're being recorded, and then she uses those stories. We had text messages where she is aggressively pushing John Matthias to ambulance chase and target Colby Ryan. Did you call Colby yet? You need to call Colby. You need to reach out. You need to tell him you'll be his friend. Colby needs a friend right now. He needs you. You need, oh, come on, John. We don't want to lose this. He's a cash cow. Listen to Jen Rivera's words. Listen closely. Make your blood run cold if you know the backstory, all that happened to Kay Vallow and her family.
I have gotten permission by the detectives that are working on the case and by my family. So you're actually the first podcast that's going to get this news. She was last seen on Saturday morning, early Saturday morning at 3 a.m.
There is a woman missing in the Chicago area. She needs our help.
For God's sake, Lauren, she does not need your help. That is the last thing that woman needs. That family needs to get the hell away from you. I know that in my heart and soul. Oh, look, we got family pictures. What? Same exact thing, right? It's just reenact what she did to Colby Ryan and the Vallows and Tammy Daybell's family. Just reenact, same thing. All works, right? All works. We got more family pictures. We got more family pictures than you can imagine. Why? Why, Lauren, do we need all of these family pictures when they're looking for her? Why? Why do you have to put, why do you need this? Why do you need pictures of Antoine? Why do you need to invade his life during what is probably one of the worst moments of his life? Oh, look, we're going to invade the lives of our children. That's so special, Lauren. Good job. Good, great. Be real responsible of you. It's absolutely incredible. Oh, this girl, she is something else. And here, here is Antoine, and we can listen to his interview. I'd really prefer not to. So look how nicely branded this missing poster is. Reignited. Ooh, that's looking good, Jen. Looking real good. Linda Kathleen Brown from Chicago, Illinois, the Bronzeville area, 53. She is 5'7", weighs 140 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. The last time she was seen, is it really the morning of the 3rd? Because we just read that she was seen later on in Chicago. Something weird. All right, now then. So let's now transition over to hold on. Not that. That. This is Jen Rivera. Same lady we just saw with Lauren Matthias. Investigative journalist, just like Lauren. Podcast producer, fierce victim advocate, just like Lauren. She is passionate about giving a voice to the voiceless through ethical storytelling and advocacy efforts, just like Lauren, just like Hidden True Crime. I mean, it's kind of the same paragraph, isn't it? Production companies? What? Reignited media. Fire Eyes Media. What? Current projects. Check out all of Jen's other projects. Oh, you mean not just her missing aunt? What the hell? True crimes and headlines with Jules and Jen. Not this Jules. I'm not getting it mixed up with these characters. True crime podcast, The Unseen Truth. Oh gosh, Hidden Truth? Is that what you mean, Lauren? Hidden truth. What's another word for hidden? What is a synonym for hidden? Oh, unseen. How about this one? Missing in Hush Town. Hush. Hidden sounds? Is that what hush means? Hidden sounds? The homicide tree. One ornament at a time. That's super. That is about as gross as a title as I can think. Why would you want to mix Christmas with very like different murders? That's really scary. Hush Town, unzipped. Inside the investigation. Again, that's the whole MO for these two. It's weird. I'm telling y'all, something rotten in Denver, folks. Jen is very active in her mission with LDS. Well, gosh, that seems to be very LDS-y. To be a voice for the voiceless. Where we heard that before? Where did we hear that? Not only does she partner with other creators, Hidden True Crime is the only one so far. She started her own nonprofit because all about the money, money, money. Isn't that right, John? You and Lauren, y'all got it now. You got it going. You know how to do it. You know how to exploit every tiny little corner. But the weird part of this, John Matthias, is that Linda Brown is her family in Chicago, where you're from, where your family is. Isn't that weird, John? Pretty weird, right? If you have a collaboration request, if you would like to collab with Jen or you're interested in other partnership opportunities, click the button below. So there's a lot of stuff here on Charlotte Hyman. Yeah, Hyman, Armani Dante Morgan, and then introducing NOLA 93, the journal and the murder. This being the first podcast that was done. What's the date? Oh, June the 4th, 2025. Not very long ago, right? And when Jay was talking about the possibility that Wawin, that she was trying to put together one of these collaborative groups, she made notice of this small group of channels that we all know and watch, the small group of channels that suddenly all showed up with makeovers, backdrop makeovers. They all got a neon sign. Their name was in neon. Colby Ryan was one of them. He's got a beautiful studio. Gorgeous. Trisha, she could use Colby's help. Trisha, well, she could probably use Colby or Colby's wife to come into her studio and, spiff it up a little bit because it doesn't really look very professional. But Colby's is on the mark. Like, it's good. All right. So his is awesome, very professional. What about Megan? Megan got her channel got in a makeover around the same time, correct? Got a makeover about the same time. So is that what we're looking at here? Is this one of the new talent for John and Lauren to exploit? Let me go to Jen Rivera. Let me pull her YouTube channel up. And you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. Like, this is very dark. Like my color, my camera looks terrible with that backdrop, doesn't it? How does it look like that? Looks very, very dark. Let's see if I can lighten it a little bit. Ooh, yikes. That doesn't look good. Yeah, super dark. Well, that's a little bit better. Not great, but a little bit. Let me see. I've got a brightness down here. Hold on. Okay, that is so much better. Wow, I looked a bit scary there, didn't I? I was like my brows were like Lauren's. Okay, yeah, I did, Zelda. I hope that looks better. Don't look so frightening. Okay, so you're going to see what I'm talking about when I show Jen's channel. And it's weird stuff, people. Here is the channel, right? You recognize her, correct? Put a 1 if you can see her on your screen. Put a 1 if you can see her on the screen. Oh, you know what, Frenchie? I love the information on the Odinism movement. So interesting. So y'all can see that. Good. Because this is so important, right? So we get this missing woman, Linda Brown. Her daughter shows up on the scene to bring exclusive information to Hidden True Crime, who is on the inside with detectives and the family, and they've all given permission to bring exclusive information to Hidden True Crime, right? Well, why wouldn't she take that information to her channel? She's described as a professional YouTubeist, correct? She's got a foundation, and look how spiffy her background is, like Colby Ryan's, like professionally designed. And if I am not wrong, unless my eyes deceive me, is that not also a Shure SM7? It might be a B, it might be a DB. The DB is branded. You can read the Shure name on it, but I don't think that the B is. So, but either way, that microphone right there, that microphone that's sitting in front of her, to have all of the things that you need to actually make it work properly, $800. To have the coordinated cover for her microphone and that low profile arm that is the same cover, hundreds, about another 200. You're looking at about $1,000 on the microphone. Look at that leather chair. Ooh, look at that big fancy leather chair. Look at the neon. Whew, girlfriend. She's logoed up. She ready to go, man. She's gonna be making that money. I mean, look, I didn't even know how to put a picture on the screen. I bet I didn't really start focusing on trying to make things better until I had about 6,000 or 7,000 subscribers, right? Because for one thing, you don't know if you're gonna, you don't know if people are gonna like you. You don't know if you're gonna get up there and make all these videos, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh, this lady's boring. I'm not gonna watch her," and move on. So why would you go and invest $2,000, $2,500 or more in a background, a professional audio, good visual equipment? Why would you do that? If you have 200 subscribers. What, Jules? What'd you say? 200. That's what I said. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Lauren Matthias? 200 subscribers? and you are logoed out the petunia. You got logos coming and going. You got $1,000 microphones, $2,000, $3,000 video equipment. Your backdrop could have even been $5,000 or $6,000, but you have 200 subscribers, little lady. There is something strange going on in Arizona and Chicago. Now, why do I say Arizona? Well, here's the reason I say Arizona. I did a lot of digging to find out about Pave Studios, because I don't think it's a mistake that Pave Studios is affiliated with Pave Settings of Diamonds. I don't think that's a mistake. Even Jen Rivera's channel, all of her little podcasts, they just another word. Look, we started it, had 100 1 year ago.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jen Rivera. I'm an investigative podcast producer, journalist, and founder of the victim advocacy nonprofit, Shores of Strength. If you're here, you probably love true crime.
She has established a nonprofit. This has been here for a year. She did her first big podcast on a story the summer of 2025. She has 200 subscribers and 189 views on this introductory. But she invested $7,500 for a studio. And interestingly enough, every single thing she's done is using a synonym for the word hidden. Is this one of the collabs, one of their employees that they're going to exploit? Is this their business model? Is it Lauren and John's business model that they're going to hire these young talents, or, beautiful, smart? They're going to hire these young talents. They're going to build their screen. They're going to build up the infrastructure, the nonprofit. They're going to do the Patreon setup. They're going to get her monetization all set up so that when she makes money, when she gets paid, she never sees it. It goes to Lauren and John, and then they give her a salary. Oh, yeah, and she's going to have to pay back that beautiful background. This is very dark if it's true. This is very dark if it's true. Let's see what she's got to say. I didn't listen to this while ago.
Just as much as I do. For me, it's more than just stories. It's about finding answers, advocating for victims, and uncovering the truth.
And make no mistake about it, Jen, that is exactly what we're doing. We're trying to answer some questions about hidden true crime. And we're trying to look out for people like you that may be the family member of a potential crime. That you don't become part of the hidden homestead mansion. That your hard-earned money doesn't pay for their house and studio.
Here on my channel, you'll find Case Uncovered, my new weekly true crime podcast.
That's what we didn't read. Case Uncovered. Is that the same as hidden? Is it the same mentality? If you are seeing the connections, put a 1. If you think I'm being ridiculous, put a 2. And if you have no opinion on it, put a 3. Hi, Julia. Frenchie. She sounds like AE. Yeah, I'm looking at the semantics. That's exactly right, Cinnamon. I'm not looking at the way she looks. That's not looking at semantics. Yeah, be careful, Gray Bay. You're gonna be history girl. Uh-huh. I don't know. Indelible bloom. It's very eerie, isn't it? I told y'all we were in the Twilight Zone, didn't I? I told you there's something creepy out on the wing of that airplane. Something don't belong there. This doesn't make sense. Let's finish this.
Here we dive into a different case every single week. From missing persons cases, unsolved murders, I'm sharing stories that deserve attention. Stories you're not hearing about in the media, and some that you are. You can watch right here on YouTube or listen to the audio version wherever you get your podcasts. I'm also taking you behind the scenes as my production company, Fire Eyes Media, investigates the disappearance of 11-year-old Bethany Markowski.
Oh, great.
You'll see how we chase
we gotta have a
leads.
kid in here, right? That's part of the recipe too, the John and Lauren Matthias recipe cookbook. A dead kid is always great for business. Don't ever leave out the dead kid. That is a cash cow.
Uncover new details and work to bring clarity to her story. This will be available on Missing in Hushtown Season 2 in 2025.
In Hushtown. Why do all of your titles have such parallels semantically to hidden? When the whole gem thing doesn't even match true crime. And yet now we have a production studio, Pave Studios, that is a direct match to gems. You guys are gross, really.
Wherever you get your podcast. So make sure to stay tuned. Plus, I'll be hosting live streams, Q&As, and even bringing on some incredible guests to talk about the cases that have left us all with so many questions.
Yeah, John. Yeah,
I created this channel.
I agree with you, Lauren and John, Hidden True Crime. I've never had so many questions. This is the strangest rabbit hole that I have ever encountered. Literally. You know, most of these crimes, there's logic. There's connections that make sense. Lauren and John there's something not right. Really, really. Come on.
To connect with people like you, those who care about the truth and want to be a part of something bigger, aside from just being a true crime fan.
So if you mean, help me understand that you're here for people that just want to be part of something bigger. Honey, you've got 200 subscribers. What does that mean? That you want to be, that you're the community for people that want to be a part of something bigger? I think that's you. I think you are a part of Hidden True Crimes. Is it called Pave Studios? I don't know. Are Pave Studios the investors? I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Is John and Lauren Matthias, are they the investors that built Pave Studios? That Max is running it, but he's got to pay back Lauren and John. Is that where she got this little buzzword, be a part of something bigger? Honey, you're not big. There's nothing large for you to make people a part of, but you have spent quite a lot of money on a really great studio, which seems like maybe you got investors too, Jen. Maybe you are in it up to your eyeballs owing Lauren and John cash, which is a real shame if that is true.
If you're ready to explore these cases with me, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Together, we can give a voice to the voiceless and shine a light on the stories that matter.
And then she basically steals. And what do we know about Lauren and John? They don't have an original thought in their head. They got to steal from other people. She basically steals Scott Reich's logo. That's Scott Reich's logo, isn't it? Put a 1 if you see it. If you see Scott Reich's logo. I don't know her, Bronford. I don't know her. She's only got 230 subscribers. They stole Voice for the Voiceless. They used the same logo as Scott Reich. And then all the words are like this weird iteration of hidden true crime, hidden true crime, hidden true crime. It's bizarre. If they're not connected, that's going to be even scary because they're so close. I told y'all this was like Illuminati crap, right? Okay. No, she's a real person. She is not AI. Absolutely not. Scott Reich is a real person too. No, this is not AI. This girl, were you here, Bronfos? Were you here at the beginning of the live? Oh, well, I can certainly go back and share with you because to watch it again just is wild. Let me show you, Bronford. Hold on. You're not going to believe your eyes. Hold on. Come here. Okay, this is the very, very beginning of Lauren's newest video, Bronford. This is the girl that you just saw talking. This is her background. See the plants and everything. This is her background. Her name is Jen Rivera. She's a YouTube true crime YouTubeist podcaster. And her aunt has gone missing mysteriously and is from Chicago, exactly where John Matthias is from. Listen to this intro, Bronford. You're not going to believe it. Listen to it. You're not going to believe it. It's crazy. We are in the Twilight Zone, people. We are on that airplane and we are looking out the window and we got a creepy crawly out on that airplane wing that is not supposed to be there. We're in it. This is it. This is real. Listen to this introduction, Bronfo. It is so crazy. It's an exact cookie cutter of what went on during the Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow case. Hear it here first. Well, the only reason that you had it was because you befriended Colby and you befriended Kay and Larry and Pressure. You exploited them, lady. You're still doing it. Now I think you're exploiting Jen Rivera. I think you gave her a bunch of money to set up her YouTube channel. And now she is up to her eyeballs owing you and the good doctor money. He doesn't need, no, she does not need your help. Of all the people, you're the last person they need help from. You need to stay far away from these people. You don't, no, you should not be speaking to victims. You need to just report on the facts that are in the newspaper and leave it alone. You have no idea how to treat victims with tenderness and integrity. You've proven that, lady. No, they do not need you. They are here with me, the family of the missing woman. Well, of course they're there with you, Lauren. Way you roll, baby. Oh, see? Same old, same old. Couldn't wait to talk about. Oh, shoot. You didn't see it. Damn it. Add to the stage. Sorry about that, y'all. I know. I am not a YouTubeist. I need an executive producer, damn it.
I have gotten permission by the detectives that are working on the case and by my family. So you're actually the first podcast that's going to get this news. She was last seen on Saturday morning, early Saturday morning at 3 a.m.
There is a woman missing in the Chicago area, and she Antoine, and he's been breaking down during on-camera interviews, begging for her to come home while a community rallies and search.
Oh yeah, you know she's going to talk about a man crying, right? Like she can't help but to report that. That's big money. Dead kids and men that are crying. That's money, 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 money. Right? Bring it on, baby. Making that money. Got to finish the hidden homestead. That's not a homestead at all. It is a building on a very small lot, surrounded by other buildings on very small lots in the middle of a huge subdivision. It's not a homestead, Lauren. Lauren, honestly, honey, are you having trouble with English language? They make dictionaries. Or did you just need something to sound like hidden? You just needed a pretentious BS name that started with an H, and homestead was the only thing you could come up with, huh? Why couldn't it just be our house? We live here. Or the hidden studios. You could go with that, right? Hidden homestead? It's not a homestead. You need to do some reading, Lauren. You need to do some investigative work, Lauren. She is having a very, very hard time stringing any language together. Words from Spanish, words from Portugal, words from the United States, from Great Britain. Any words, they're struggling to put them together into a coherent sentence. I can't tell you how much I wish they would arrest the idiot for deliberately going inside the crime scene tape at the funeral shooting and contaminating the crime scene. She did. She totally did, guys. She contaminated the crime scene. You want to know why? Because she was trying to zoom in on the back where the shooting occurred, where the ambulances were. She was trying to see some of the bodies that had been shot. And you could have seen it on her channel had she been that lucky. I don't know why you guys build this woman up. What more do you need to see from her? The correct title to HTC is actually Hidden True Church. Thank you, Tripping on Mystery. What about that reflective beacon that kept walking around the scene? Oh my gosh. Shoot me. Lauren, another question, dear. You're so terrified of a young woman with 4 babies who owns her own business, and she's walking around in a bar in socks with 100 people in the immediate area. People that know everyone, including her. You're so afraid of her that you have her publicly shamed. You keep calling the cops 3, 4, 5 times. You're begging the cops for a case number, a police report. You got to go to the court, and I'm so frightened, Judge. I'm so frightened. She's so mean. She's gonna hurt me, Judge. She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill John. She's gonna kill us all. And Christina's so mean. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I guess I should say back at the homestead. Meanwhile, back at the homestead, that is in fact not a homestead. We don't really know if it is Christina. You see, she is now admitting to the police officer, could be Stephanie, might not be Stephanie, could be Gigi, might not be Gigi, might be Ashley Banfield, might be, no, it might be Crenshaw, no, could be Jay. We don't really know. Hella. Did I tell you had a stalker? Got a stalker, Mr. Breakfast. He's stalker. He's the stalker. Yeah, he's a hacker. He's a stalker. It was definitely Mr. Breakfast. The judge doesn't matter because they all work together like single unit. And they're gonna get me, Judge. Help me so much, Judge. And meanwhile, back at the homestead, we have John Matthias going, well, if we could get her on, putting out private protected information, that's 5 years for one count. If we could do 10 occurrences, that'd give her 50 years. Yeah, we could live with that. We might be able to salvage our reputation if we put Christina, who was out of the country, in prison for 50 years. John Matthias, you're not a nice person. You're gross. You're disgusting. You're everything evil and bad about the justice system. You have no idea what you're doing, and you're literally acting like a mercenary, trying to put a young woman in prison for up to 50 years for crimes she did not commit. John Matthias, you pig. It's incredible. The whole story is just jaw-dropping, hard to understand. Mr. Paul, could be you. Could be you. Yeah, could be you. I'm telling you. So yes, we have to have dead kids or missing women or crying men. That's the recipe for money. That's how this woman makes money. So let me take this down. I stopped at a very unfortunate part, so I apologize. Oh, that's interesting, Monkey. And I hope that you are feeling well and healed and doing better now. But Monkey said, I had a year of cancer treatment that needed large amounts of benzo, the good stuff, full bar benzo. This is why I recognized the look, the behavior, the speech on that wild video. Boy, she was something. That weird thing where she was going. So weird. It was so weird. Oh, so weird. Okay. Yes, strength and healing to you, Monkey, and God bless you. Because here's the other part of it that Monkey didn't mention. Yes, those medications are really necessary when you're going through the process. And then when you're healed and you no longer need them, then you get to go through the beautiful world of withdrawal. And that is another medical mountain to climb. And so, Monkey, I'm so glad that you're better. And also congratulations for being a warrior. Be a warrior. Kick that cancer's ass. That's right. I was on Xanax from age 25 to 50. She's on benzos for sure. I'm off of them. I started doing yoga for anxiety and quit Xanax. Good for you, crazy mom. That is it, man. Taking a 30-minute walk is a hell of a lot better for your neurochemistry. It's more effective in quieting anxiety than benzodiazepine. 100%. Absolutely crazy, Mom. Good for you. All right. So let's see our next. Let's see where I need to go. Please don't insult pigs if they have integrity. They're so sweet, and pigs are actually really smart. You can teach them to use a litter box. That is true. Okay. So I had a little more information. Let me get to it. Okay. Hobby Studio. Let me give you a picture to look at while I'm doing this. Oh, computer's getting so hot. One moment, you will have a picture to gaze upon as I do my little background information. All right. Hang on. It's all about the money, money, money. All right, so let me put this up right here. Share screen. All right, there we go. And share it. Okay, why isn't it going up? There it is. Okay, so what you're looking at is you're looking at two rings that are pave set diamonds. No, not like paving a path. It's called pave, and that is it right there. You're a sweetheart, monkey. You're a sweetheart. All right. So these are pave diamonds. But look, I have a ring that has pave set pink sapphires. So you can set them in any gemstone that you want. And I find it fascinating that it seems that, you know, a consortium group that actually does seem to be connected to this whole Lauren Hintercrime and Pave Studios, including even a connection with Annie Elise through Pave Studios, is just so fascinating, right? Because Pave gems. And then this girl, Jen Rivera, that as we go through and look at her channel, she has 200 subscribers, y'all. Think about, let your mind go really into that. Do you know anyone that would start a YouTube channel, have 200 subscribers, and invest $5,000-$8,000 for their studio? It just doesn't. No, I don't believe it. So I think I'm a little the wild speculation for the fact that Linda Brown has gone missing in Chicago, and that is where John Matthias grew up. That's where his family is. It is very uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable. And it looks like maybe, you know, Jen is being funded by this hidden true crime potential venture, capitalistic venture. Pave Studios is a digital media company, podcast publishing studio founded by a dude named Max Cutler. Matt Cutler was the original founder of Parcast, a true crime podcast network. Launched around spring 2024. The same time Jen had her first story come up. It focuses on producing and distributing original content across audio, podcast, video, books, live experiences, and more. It emphasizes creator-led brands in specific genres, particularly true crime and what? Wellness curiosity topics. Okay, so psychology. I'm telling y'all, this is the connection. This is it. Pave Studios does have big names on board, including Kourtney Kardashian, the content creator. Another girl, Katie Ring. She is just like this girl, Jen Rivera. Both of them in these really, really fine, well-designed, good quality hardware studios with a couple of hundred subscribers. I'm telling y'all, there's something rotten in Denmark. It collaborates with various creators, such as Katie Ring, who is like Morgan Absher, Ashley Flowers. Hidden True Crime is an independent true crime podcast and YouTube channel. Annie Elise is known 1.5 million, known for her 10 to Life and podcasts like Seriously with Annie Elise, is a prominent true crime creator who focuses on detailed case breakdowns, awareness of victims, and critiques of legal issues. She is affiliated with Pave Studios. She appears in their events like fireside chats, industry dinners, and her work aligns with their true crime ecosystem. Her primary podcast, Seriously, is distributed via Audio Boom Studios. She does collaborate in the broader Pave community. There is no direct professional relationship between Annie Elise and Hidden True Crime, although they have done work together on the same platform. And Annie Elise was interviewed by Lauren Matthias in a 2025 episode of the Lori Vallow case. Pave Studios is a media company with a true crime focus. Annie Elise is connected to Pave Studios as a featured creator, and Hidden True Crime is an independent with no affiliation to Pave. Pave is a digital media. Max Cutler, I've already told you all of that information. It features a range of original shows, podcasts. The description is just exactly what Hidden True Crime's description was for what they wanted to do in the future. The company partners with creators like Katie Ring, Morgan Absher, Kaylin Moore, Heidi Wong. Heidi Wong is another one that is like Annie Elise. She's got several million subscribers, but she usually talks like horror stories or mysteries, weird supernatural mysteries. But now she's expanding into the very lucrative true crime area. Let's see. Okay, and then there is more information. Max Cutler. I was looking for a connection between Max Cutler and either John or Lauren. And here's what I found out. Max Cutler was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, same place Annie Elise is at. So it's not unusual that they have a professional working relationship. He earned his bachelor degree in finance and entrepreneurship from the University of Arizona. Interesting, isn't it? A lot of his work, Max Cutler's work, has been featured in Forbes, New York Times, the University of Arizona's Eller College of Management has even noted him as a distinguished alumni. So the Arizona connection is pretty strong. Yes, Lauren Matthias has a direct professional collaboration with Annie Elise. We've already gone through that. And let me see. Pave Studios has been linked to reporting on Linda Brown. Other scattered references, individuals with name Antoine Brown has been featured in audio engineering. So the husband of Linda Brown is in audio engineering, folks. Good God, this is messy. Oh, and of course, they're taking Linda Brown's story, and online speculation is comparing Linda Brown's disappearance to Chris Watts. Is it real? Or is this what Crush has been talking about? Annie Elise has not covered the disappearance of Linda Brown. And I did explain the connections between Jen Rivera and Linda Brown. That is verified. Okay. All right. So look, I've made a this is wild. And it is. I know that it is, okay? Why does it matter if Hidden True Crime, if they are sponsoring younger upcoming talent, molding them and building their channels so that John and Lauren become king and queen of the 144,000 true crime creators, right? Why does it matter? Well, I think it matters for this. I don't know how they can serve as mentor and role model to have new people come on the scene and handle true crime with integrity. And the mess that we've seen, the things that they did, the unethical things that they did to the families in the Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow case, they showed no care for people. And the strangeness of, trying to see dead bodies the other night when she was live, intentionally putting out insightful behavior, but wrong. Insightful information, but wrong information was shocking, horrifying. And I think that, as long as they go with, untouched, then I think they keep doing what they're doing because they only care about the money they're making. They don't care about anything else. It's just the money. So I think that this story of Linda Brown going missing, I think it's a story to watch, not because of the fact she's a missing woman, but because somehow Lauren Matthias has taken a very special interest in the niece of this missing woman. And I think it's a story that's a story that's going to unfold. I think we're going to learn more about what John and Lauren are up to. And I got a bad feeling about this story, the Linda Brown story. I've got a bad feeling about it. All right. Quite possibly both. Remember, for Melanie, Alex, all living in the same houses. Didn't Lauren recently steal a script from Annie Elise that had already been done? There was quite a thing about it. Or do I need to have a coffee and get the name straight? You are exactly correct. Jay is for not Jay, Every Day with Jay. She did a whole video on it. She actually took the two scripts, Lauren's script and Annie Elise's script. I believe, if I remember correctly, the show was from 2 or 3 years ago. And it looks like they just took Annie Elise's script and just did like a story on an old crime. And it was the same story. And so Every Day with Jay did a really good job taking those two scripts, putting them through the machines and getting a good percentage of what part was exactly identical, what part only had a couple of words changed, and was there any part that seemed original. And if I got to say, if Lauren had been in college taking a test with those kinds of results in the comparison, she would have been kicked out of college, and every college in the state would have blackballed her for cheating. Ask John. Before you start getting mad at me, ask your husband if what I've said is true. It's totally, yes, a multi-level marketing. That's exactly what I'm trying to describe, DB and Monkey. Yes, that Lauren and John come in with the money to set up the studio and to get the young person ready to start doing stories. Then the young person has to go out and find stories. They have to go out, they have to, find something to report on. And every month they're paying back Lauren and John for the initial seed money, the initial investment money. I think so. Hey, Jen Rivera, girlfriend, let's talk for a minute. Okay. I just want to be, when I started my YouTube channel, Jen, I was literally sitting in my bed. I'm not kidding. Ask the side chat. I sat in my bed and just talked about what I wanted to talk about. And you know what, Jen? People came back and listened. A lot of people cared about what I was talking about. You didn't need to go into debt to Lauren and John. If in fact, allegedly, if that's what happened, it's what I think is happening. And Lauren gets the benefit of your family member going missing. She gets to make money off of your missing family member. The breaking news has to be done on her channel. And then what? Then you get to follow up on your channel about your own missing family member? Hey, this is business as usual for old Lauren Matthias, I can promise you. So if you got any way at all of giving all that money back to them and getting away from them now before it gets worse, I'd say do it. Do it. Because, hey, if you want to come to my house and go live sitting in front of my hooker bed, you go right ahead. I'll let you. I don't care. I won't charge you a dime to go live from my hooker bed. But being in debt to those two, good God. Can y'all imagine? Can you just imagine? Okay, I've got to say this one more time. Allegedly, I am exploring connections. I'm seeing semantic similarities. the same types of words playing over and over and over. The scripts among these channels are nearly identical. Lauren and John have absolutely said they want to do this. This is in their business model. And then you have this young woman, 200 subscribers, comes on Lauren's channel to break the news. Why wouldn't you just do it from your channel? Do it from your channel first. Hey guys, my aunt is missing. I could really use some help. And then go over to Lauren's. No, it's not what you did. You broke the news from her channel and you said those fateful words. Lauren, you're the first podcast, you're the first YouTube channel that is getting this story. This is just same old, Jen. This is the way she operates. Nothing new about what she's doing to you. And I hope they find your aunt. I hope your aunt magically appears tonight at 7 o'clock. And you guys have a nice steak dinner and laugh and talk about her adventures. Interesting, Cinnamon. Okay, everybody, we are going to finish this live because it has been far longer than it needed to be. We're about 2 hours, right? So just about 2 hours, and Pave Gems. Yeah. We're in the twilight, baby. We're in the twilight zone. Something funny is going on.
In the shadows of the mind where secrets hide, we dive into the dark where truth collides.
Forensic minds unravel the twisted thread. True crime tales from the living and the dead.
Why did they do it? To help, for love, in anger or insane? Who will remember them? Who is to blame? The victims deserve justice. The guilty should be until the end of time. Echoes of the past in every crime.
From the profiler's chair to the courtroom fight, we seek the reasons in the dead of night.
Motives buried deep in hearts gone cold. Stories of the broken waiting to be told. Why did they do it? To help, for love, in anger or insane? Who will remember them? Who is to blame? The victims deserve justice. The guilty should be until the end of time. Join the quest. Uncover the line. Welcome to the channel where minds meet the macabre. Forensic psychology and true crime lore. Subscribe and stay, let's explore the why. In the name of justice, under watchful eye.